harvest.
Welcome, Africa. This is Imen Nouad with the latest news from across the continent and the world. Over 6 million Burundians are voting today in legislative and local elections, marking the first such polls held separately from the presidential election. More than 14,000 polling stations are open nationwide under the 2018 constitution. In Senegal, a national consultation has begun drafting key recommendations to rebuild democracy amid tensions with former government officials. Priorities include streamlining the nearly 400 political parties and establishing an independent electoral commission free from Interior Ministry control. Côte d'Ivoire's opposition leader Tidjane Thiam is removed from the final electoral list by the Independent Electoral Commission following a court order. 3 other prominent figures, including Laurent Gbagbo and Guillaume Soro, were also excluded. French activist Claude Monja-Asfari briefed Spanish lawmakers on the Freedom March for Sahrawi political prisoners. Monja-Asfari denounced harassment and temporary detention by Moroccan authorities in Tangier. Algeria's UN ambassador Ammar bin Jama condemns the failure of Security Council to pass a Gaza ceasefire resolution, accusing the Zionist occupation of enjoying impunity and continuing atrocities against Palestinians.
For the killing of children, for the killing of Palestinian children to not become a mere pastime, the Council should have acted to impose a ceasefire in Gaza. For the starvation not to be legitimized as a weapon, the Council should have acted to impose a ceasefire in Gaza. For the future generations to not grow up scorning international law, the Council should have acted to impose a ceasefire in Gaza. Madam President, today's vote is not a conclusion. It is another prelude. It is another beginning. As President Abdelmajid Tebboune has affirmed, Algeria will not abandon Palestine.
In other news, the UN warns that nearly 29 million people in 6 Sahel countries urgently need humanitarian aid. The OCHA stressed on the lives are at stake if funding is not quickly mobilized. The IMF approves of the 3rd and 4th reviews of its aid program to the Central African Republic, unlocking $58 million. The funding will support essential public services like health, education, and stabilize the nation's balance of payments. Ghanaian health expert Delismi Midarko is appointed as the new head of African Medicines Agency, signaling a boost in regional pharmaceutical governance. And in sports news to conclude, the Democratic Republic of Congo's football team faces Mali today in Orléans, France, ahead of a friendly with Madagascar. The Leopards are preparing for a decisive 2026 World Cup qualifiers against group leaders Senegal. And that's all for now. Thank you for your attention. Don't go too far and keep in with the Ifrikya FM and join Sihan Bougazi at the 6:45 French main news. Keep enjoying today's program with your favorite radio, Ifrikya FM, the voice of Africa.
Ifrikya FM 105.6 FM.